Hello friends, welcome back, and if you're new to our channel, thank you for stopping by. Today I have a beautiful and easy 4-row knitting pattern to share with you, for which stitches are required in the multiple of 10 plus 1. So I have taken 10 into 3 is 30 plus 1, 31 stitches. So let us start off with the first row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off, or it's a knit. Yarn forward, and then we are going to purl all across. This is the first row of the pattern, where we just need to purl all across. I would like to repeat here again, this is a 4-row knitting pattern, perfect for sweaters, cardigans, pullovers, jackets, and stitches are required in the multiple of 10 plus 1. And for this sample I have taken 10 3s are 30 plus 1, 31 stitches. And here I am working the first row of the pattern, which is to just purl till the second last stitch of the pattern, and the edge stitch we are going to do a knit. So the first row of the pattern comes to an end. Let us move on to the second row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that, yarn backwards, and then we are going to knit, and we will be working knit into each and every stitch of this particular row till the second last stitch of this particular row that we are working. So in the second row of the pattern, we just have to knit all across till the second last stitch. So here the second row of the pattern is about to come to an end. I am working knit, and as the second last stitch, yarn forward. The edge stitch is going to be a purl. So the second row of the pattern has come to an end. Just move on to the third row. The edge stitch is slipped off, yarn forward. It is going to be purl all across. This is the third row of the pattern, which is just to purl all across. Trust me, this is one of the easiest pattern that you have ever come across. Very easy to work and remember. It is a beginners friendly knitting pattern. So here I am working purl. This is the third row of the pattern. The edge stitch is also going to be a purl. So the third row comes to an end. Let's work the fourth row of the pattern, which is the most crucial one. The edge stitch is slipped off, yarn forward, and then we do a yarn over. Once done, let us work 3 number of purl. 1, 2 and 3. Now the 3 stitches are to be purled together. So out of 3 stitch we are getting 1 stitch. Then we are going to purl 3. 1, 2 and 3. Yarn backwards, a yarn over, and let's work a knit. So this completes the first set of pattern. If we leave the edge stitch and count the rest, we have 10 number of stitches. So the first set is done. Now let's work the second set. Yarn forward. Let's do a yarn over and work 3 number of purl. 1, 2 and 3. Now the 3 stitches are to be purled together. So after 3 we get 1 stitch. Then it's going to be 3 number of purl again, yarn backwards, a yarn over, and then a knit. So this completes the second set of pattern. Now let's do the third set. Yarn forward. Let's do a yarn over carefully, 3 number of purl. 1, 2 and 3. Now the 3 stitches are to be worked together. After that it's going to be 3 number of purl, 1, 2 and 3. Yarn backwards, a yarn over, and let's work a knit. So the 4th row of the pattern comes to an end, and our very first set of pattern is complete. Would like to work the pattern one more time. Let us start off. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that we are going to purl all across. This is the first row of the pattern. Actually, I want all the freshers to use this beautiful knitting pattern for the projects, so I am repeating the knitting pattern again, so that if there is any kind of confusion, that too can be cleared. And I am working the first row of the pattern, which is just to purl all across. Now again I would like to repeat, this is 4-row pattern. Stitches required are in the multiple of 10 plus 1, and I am working the first row of the pattern, which is just to purl all across. And the very last stitch is also going to be a purl. So this completes the first row of the pattern. So let's count. To be on the safer side, we must have 31 stitches. Now let us move on to the second row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that I am going to knit all across. This is the second row of the pattern, where we just have to knit all across till the second last stitch of this particular row. See, the pattern has already started forming and it is looking beautiful. Now if you wish to use this pattern for our cardigans or sweaters, there is no need of working the rib. Instead we can start the project straight away, and the pattern is going to give a beautiful effect to our sweaters, cardigans or pullovers. And here I am almost at the end of this particular row. The edge stitch is also going to be a knit. So let's move on to the next row, or the third row of this particular pattern. Edge stitch is slipped off. After that it is going to be purl all across. This is the third row of the pattern, where we just have to purl all across. Friends, it is very easy to remember this pattern. 3 rows we just have to work knit and purl. That makes the work much easier. The edge stitch is also going to be a purl. So let's move on to the next row of this particular pattern, and it is going to be the 4th row. The edge stitch is slipped off. Yarn forward. Let's do a yarn over. This is the step that is very crucial. After the yarn over, I worked 3 number of purl. Now the 3 stitches I am going to work together. So after 3 stitches I just got 1 stitch. After that it's going to be 3 number of purl yarn backwards, and then a yarn over and a knit. So leaving the edge stitch, we have 10 stitches, and our very first set of pattern is complete. Yarn forward and then a yarn over. Then it's going to be 3 number of purl. Now the 3 stitches are to be worked together purl wise, and then we are going to continue with 3 number of purl, 1, 2 and 3. Yarn backwards, a yarn over and then a knit. So the second set of pattern is also complete. Yarn forward, let's work the third set, a yarn over. It's going to be 3 number of purl, 1, 2 and 3. After that the 3 stitches are to be purled together, and out of 3 we got 1 stitch, and then it's going to be 3 number of pearl according to the pattern, yarn backwards, and then a yarn over, and finally the edge stitch is going to be a knit. So the 4th row of the pattern comes to an end. I have worked 2 sets of pattern, and look at the pattern, how pretty it is looking. Let us work the first row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that it is going to be purl all across. Actually, I want each and every one trying this pattern to understand the pattern, so I'm repeating the pattern again and again. This is the first row which came to an end. Now let's move on to the second row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that we are going to knit all across. So this is the second row of the pattern, which is very easy, and we just have to knit all across till the very last stitch of this particular row. So here the second row of the pattern comes to an end. Let's move on to the third row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off. After that it is going to be purl all across. This is the third row of the pattern. See how easy it is. 3 rows, we just have to knit and purl, and the third row comes to an end. The edge stitch is also going to be a purl. This is how the pattern looks. Now let's work the 4th row of the pattern. The edge stitch is slipped off, yarn forward, and then yarn over, which is followed by 3 number of purl, 1, 2 and 3. Then the 3 stitches are to be purled together. Out of 3 we get 1 stitch, and then 3 number of purl again, yarn backwards, yarn over, and then a knit. So the very first set of pattern is done. Yarn forward, let's wind the yarn, do a yarn over, and then 3 number of purl. 3 stitches we are going to purl together, and then work 3 number of purl again. Once done, yarn backwards and then a yarn over and work a knit. So the second set of pattern is complete. Out of 4 rows, we just have to work the 4th row carefully. Other than that, it is extremely easy. So working my 3rd set, 3 number of purl, 3 stitches are to be purled together. After that it is going to be 3 number of purl again, 1, 2, 3, yarn backwards, a yarn over, and let's work a knit. The edge stitch is going to be a knit. So the 4th row of the pattern has come to an end, and I have already worked the pattern thrice. So this is how the pattern looks. It is one of the easy patterns that I have shown you. To use this beautiful pattern for sweaters, cardigans, pullovers, and it is going to turn really beautiful. See how nice and wavy it is. So there is no need of adding rib to your cardigan or sweaters. Thank you, my dear friends, for staying till the end. If you all have found the video useful, to give a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family members. If you are new to our channel, do consider subscribing and stay tuned for interesting videos. So till we meet again, it is bye-bye for today. Bye.